Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're diving into something today that might sound a little intimidating at first.
Oh, yeah.
Building dynamic GUI applications for data management.
Okay.
But trust me,
Yeah.
once we break it down,
hmm
you'll see how cool and surprisingly accessible this stuff can be.
It's funny. When I first started learning about GUIs and databases, I thought it was all super complex coding,
Right.
just for software engineers. But
Oh yeah, for sure.
it turns out with the right tools and a little guidance, you can actually build some pretty powerful data management tools yourself.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so exciting. We're looking at a website called plus2net.com, and they offer a bunch of hands-on tutorials
Okay.
on how to build these very tools using Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite.
All right.
Imagine building a custom app to import data from those messy CSV files
Right.
you get from colleagues, or even creating a sleek interface to query and visualize your data.
Think about it. How many times have you struggled with a massive spreadsheet trying to find that one specific piece of data?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What if you could build a custom tool that lets you filter, sort, and view your data exactly how you need it?
Exactly. That's the power we're talking about here. So,
Okay.
okay, let's unpack the tech a little bit. We've got Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite all working together. Can you give us a quick rundown of what each one does?
Sure. So Tkinter is our GUI builder.
Yeah.
Think of it like the Lego blocks for creating the visual elements of your application.
Okay.
The buttons, windows, text boxes, all that fun stuff.
Right.
Then we have Pandas,
Right.
which is like your data superhero. It's a Python library that lets you load, clean, transform, and analyze data with incredible efficiency.
Okay, very cool. And SQLite, that's the database piece of the puzzle, right?
Precisely. SQLite is a lightweight and self-contained database engine. It's perfect for storing and managing the data within our applications without the need for a bulky server setup.
So Tkinter builds the interface, Pandas handles the data manipulation, and SQLite stores it all neatly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Right.
But the real magic, as you mentioned, is how plus2net.com brings these tools together into practical projects.
Absolutely. They've got these step-by-step tutorials that walk you through building some impressive applications, like a CSV import tool,
Right.
a database viewer with filtering and sorting,
All right.
even a tool that lets you dynamically create database tables from a CSV file.
Whoa, dynamically creating tables. That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
It might sound complicated, but the tutorial actually breaks it down into manageable steps,
Yeah.
which is what's so great about plus2net.com.
Yeah.
They take these seemingly complex concepts and make them approachable for anyone willing to learn.
All right, let's get into some of these specific projects because I'm already feeling inspired by the possibilities. One that immediately caught my eye is the CSV import tool with SQLite integration.
Okay.
I know so many people who work with CSV files daily.
Oh, for sure.
Think about it. You could build a tool that lets you browse for a CSV file on your computer, have Pandas process and clean it up, and then store it neatly in an Soka database.
Yeah, it's not just about making things look nice.
Mhm.
Having a dedicated interface for that process could save you a ton of time and headaches.
Right.
No more manually copying and pasting data
Oh, gosh, yeah.
or trying to wrangle it into a usable format in a spreadsheet.
Exactly. And you could even build in custom data validation checks to ensure the data is clean and consistent before it even hits the database.
Absolutely. You're controlling the entire pipeline so you can tailor it to your specific needs and ensure data quality from the get-go.
That's a huge win for anyone who deals with data on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I love how it's all accessible through a user-friendly interface that you design yourself.
It's about empowering yourself to manage your data effectively.
Yeah.
And speaking of sharing data, another project that caught my eye was the database export to CSV tool.
Oh yeah, that one's a lifesaver.
Right.
Imagine being able to select any table from your SQLite database and export it as a CSV file in just a few clicks.
So many use cases for that. Sharing data with collaborators who might not have access to your database,
Right.
creating backups, or even just extracting a subset of data for further analysis in a different program.
Exactly. No more writing complex queries or trying to manually copy and paste data. You've got a simple, dedicated tool for the job.
It streamlines the entire process and makes data sharing and collaboration so much easier.
Now, we've touched on two really useful projects already, and I'm getting a sense of just how much potential these tools have.
We've just scratched the surface.
Oh, wow.
Plus2net.com has a whole series of tutorials, and I encourage our listeners to check out the full list. Each project dives deeper into a specific data management task, and it's a fantastic way to learn by doing.
Great point. We're going to continue exploring some more of these projects in the next part of our deep dive. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi listeners, are you ready to master data import and export using Python? In my series, we are diving deep into tools like Tkinter for GUI, Pandas for data manipulation, and SQLite for database management. Whether it's a converting files, visualizing data, or automating workflows, I have got you covered. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe to follow button to stay updated with every tutorial. And here is the best part of it. I want to hear from you. Drop your questions, share your suggestions, and let's make this series even better together. Thank you for tuning in and happy coding.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, before the break, we were talking about how plus2net.com is like a treasure trove of practical projects using Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, the more we dig into these examples, the more I realize how much we can customize these data tools
Right.
to fit our specific needs.
It's that customizability that really sets this approach apart. You're not stuck with generic one-size-fits-all software. You can build solutions that perfectly align with your workflow
Right.
and the unique challenges you face with your data.
Okay, so speaking of unique challenges, let's talk about data cleanup. Everyone who works with data knows that real-world data can be messy. Missing values, duplicates, inconsistencies. It's a headache. I know I've spent way too many hours wrestling with spreadsheets,
Right, yeah.
trying to get data into a usable format.
We've all been there. And that's precisely where the Data Cleanup GUI project from plus2net.com comes in. Well, imagine this. You build a GUI that lets you import a raw, messy CSV file. Then, using the power of Pandas, you can perform all sorts of cleanup operations right within your application. You can handle missing values, remove duplicates, standardize formats, and even apply custom data validation rules. And once you've got your data sparkling clean,
Okay.
you can save the result directly to your SQLite database.
Okay, that's impressive. It's like having a built-in data cleaning wizard,
Mm-hmm.
but one that you designed and tailored to your specific needs.
It's about taking control of your data quality. Instead of relying on manual processes or generic tools,
Right.
you're building a system that enforces consistency and accuracy from the start.
That's a game changer,
Yeah,
especially when you think about how data quality impacts everything from analysis to decision-making.
exactly. And speaking of analysis, plus2net.com has a project that I think you'll find particularly interesting. It's called the Database Query and Visualization app.
I'm all ears when it comes to data visualization. What's the scoop on this one?
Imagine this. You build a Tkinter GUI that lets you query your SQLite database using Pandas. So you can pull specific data
Okay.
based on whatever criteria you need.
Okay, that's useful. But where does the visualization part come in?
Well, once you've got your query results, you can then visualize them right within your application. Plus2net.com provides options for using either a Tkinter canvas for basic visuals
Okay.
or integrating a more advanced library like Matplotlib for creating sophisticated charts and graphs.
So I could build like a custom dashboard that pulls data from my database and displays key metrics visually.
You got it. Imagine tracking sales trends, identifying outliers, or creating interactive maps to explore your data geographically.
That's incredibly powerful.
Mm.
It's one thing to see numbers in a table, but it's another thing entirely to see them come to life visually. It makes the insights so much more impactful and easier to communicate.
Exactly. And the best part is you're in control. You decide what data to visualize, how to represent it, and what story you want to tell with it.
This is blowing my mind. We've covered CSV import, data cleaning, and now data visualization, all within custom-built GUI applications. I'm starting to think that everyone who works with data even just a little bit could benefit from exploring these tools.
I couldn't agree more. And honestly, the tutorials on plus2net.com make it surprisingly approachable,
Right.
even for someone who's new to this kind of stuff.
It's like they've broken down these complex concepts into bite-sized manageable steps. It's learning by doing at its finest.
Exactly. And there are even more projects we haven't even touched on yet. They have tutorials for converting CSV data to XML, building a full-fledged SQLite database explorer, and even one that shows you how to track the progress of a data import task with a real-time progress bar.
Okay, now that you mention it, I do remember seeing that progress bar project. It's the little things that make a user interface feel so much more polished and professional.
Right?
You know, no more guessing games about whether your data's loading or not.
Yeah.
You get that visual feedback that gives you a sense of control.
And that's important, especially when you're dealing with larger data sets or complex operations. A progress indicator can go a long way in making your applications feel more user-friendly and less like a black box.
Absolutely. You know, one thing that's really impressed me about all these projects is how they emphasize a practical learn-by-doing approach. It's not just about theory or abstract concepts.
Right. It's about empowering people to actually build something tangible. It's about taking the mystery out of these seemingly complex tools and showing that with a little guidance, anyone can create their own custom data solutions.
I think that's a key takeaway for our listeners. Don't be intimidated by the idea of building GUI applications or working with databases. Plus2net.com makes these concepts accessible and shows you how to apply them to solve real-world data challenges.
And who knows, maybe you'll be the one building the next groundbreaking data-driven application.
Absolutely. Okay, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts and resources for those of you who are ready to start building your own data-driven applications. So stay tuned.
Hi listeners, are you ready to master data import and export using Python? In my series, we are diving deep into tools like Tkinter for GUI, Pandas for data manipulation, and SQLite for database management. Whether it's converting files, visualizing data, or automating workflows, I have got you covered. Don't miss out. Hit the subscribe to follow button to stay updated with every tutorial. And here is the best part of it. I want to hear from you. Drop your questions, share your suggestions, and let's make this series even better together. Thank you for tuning in and happy coding.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of building data-driven GUI applications with Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite. If you're just joining us, we've been exploring some pretty amazing projects from plus2net.com, a website that offers a wealth of tutorials on this very topic. And let me tell you, the possibilities are endless.
They really are. We've seen how you can build tools to import data from CSV files, clean it up, visualize it, and even create custom dashboards to track those key metrics. And the best part is plus2net.com provides a clear step-by-step approach, making these seemingly complex concepts surprisingly approachable.
It's truly remarkable how these tools empower individuals
Right.
and even smaller organizations
Yeah.
to take control of their data. No longer are you reliant on expensive software or specialized technical expertise. With a little time and effort, you can build custom solutions tailored to your specific needs.
It's democratizing data management in a sense.
Yeah.
These tutorials break down the barriers to entry and make these powerful tools accessible to a wider audience. And that's incredibly exciting.
Absolutely. It's like opening up a whole new world of possibilities for anyone who works with data. Whether you're a researcher, a business owner, a student, or just someone who loves to tinker with data,
Yeah.
these skills can be incredibly valuable.
And the thing is, these projects are just the tip of the iceberg. Plus2net.com has an extensive collection of tutorials covering a wide range of topics related to Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite.
Right.
So even if we haven't covered a specific project that directly aligns with your needs, chances are they have something that will spark your interest and get you started on your data-driven journey.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
It's all about exploring and finding the tools and techniques that resonate with you and your data challenges. And who knows, maybe you'll even come up with a completely new application or workflow that pushes the boundaries of what's possible with these tools.
That's what makes this field so fascinating. There's always something new to learn, and the potential for innovation is limitless.
Well said. So for our listeners who are eager to dive in and start building their own data-driven applications, where should they head?
I highly recommend checking out plus2net.com. We'll make sure to include a link in the show notes. Take some time to browse through their tutorials, find a project that piques your interest, and jump right in.
And don't be afraid to experiment and try things out. That's the best way to learn and solidify your understanding of these concepts.
Absolutely. And remember, the online community is a fantastic resource for support and inspiration. Don't hesitate to reach out to other developers, share your projects, and ask questions. You'll be amazed at how much you can learn from others who are on the same journey.
Great advice. So as we wrap up our deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with a final thought-provoking question. Think about the data you work with on a regular basis. What challenges do you face? What insights are you trying to uncover? How could a custom-built GUI application help you streamline your workflow, improve your efficiency, or unlock new possibilities?
It's something to ponder as you explore the amazing world of Tkinter, Pandas, and SQLite. The tools are at your fingertips. The potential is there. It's up to you to unleash it.
Couldn't said it better myself.
Oh.
Keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with data. That's what makes this such an exciting field to be a part of. Until next time, happy coding.